The spectre of nuclear war has lingered ominously over global diplomacy since the early 20th century, reaching its zenith during the Cold War. Given the recent developments on the international scene and the many hotbeds of geopolitical tension around the world, this indicates the inevitability of a nuclear conflict in the near future. To assess the probabilities of such a catastrophic event, it is crucial to scrutinize contemporary geopolitical dynamics. At the heart of this issue are several nations that possess nuclear capabilities: the United States, Russia, China, North Korea, India, Pakistan, the United Kingdom, and France. After disintegration of the Soviet Union, Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Ukraine nuclear weapons were transferred to Russia. The North Korea had been a party to the NPT, but withdrew in 2003. Israel is also generally understood to have nuclear weapons, but does not acknowledge it and is not a party to the NPT. South Africa was formerly possessed nuclear weapons, but then disassembled its arsenal before joining the NPT. Among these, the trilateral tensions between the United States, Russia, and China bear the greatest weight. Recent escalations, such as the war in Ukraine, have exacerbated relations between the West and Russia. The potential repercussions of nuclear threats issued by Russian government officials during periods of heightened tension cannot be underestimated. Conversely, China's military expansion and strategic interests in the South China Sea have caused strained relations with the United States and its allies, notably regarding Taiwan. On another front, the nuclear ambitions of North Korea persist as a destabilizing factor in East Asia, challenging regional security frameworks. The historical animosity between India and Pakistan, with renewal of clashes between them, with both nations continuing to augment and modernize their nuclear arsenals. The tense relations between the USA and Iran due to the ambiguity of its nuclear ambitions, the ambiguity of Israel's position in the Middle East region, and its tense relations with its neighbors. Despite these tensions, multiple treaties and diplomatic efforts have been prioritized to curtail nuclear proliferation and reduce the likelihood of conflict. The Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, among others, sets a precedent for international cooperation. However, recent withdrawals from nuclear agreements, the lack of transparency of some countries, and the lack of new treaties emerging in diplomacy underscore a troubling trend. Encounters between nuclear states continue to be carefully navigated through diplomatic parleys, military strategies, and economic sanctions, each a linchpin to thwarting a potential escalation. In conclusion, while the world remains fraught with the alarming potential of nuclear conflict, the current emphasis on diplomacy, albeit strained, serves as a current counterbalance but may be insufficient in the near future. The risk of nuclear war may not be imminent, but it is present and inevitable in the future, and vigilance is still necessary and required. Therefore, these possibilities, if they exist, must be carefully managed to avoid catastrophic consequences.